If you're over 50 and you're feeling tired all the time, experiencing muscle aches, or noticing your mood isn't what it used to be, the problem might not be aging. It could be vitamin D deficiency. What most people don't realize is that nearly 80% of adults over 50 are deficient in vitamin D, and most don't know it. Today I'm sharing 6 early warning signs of vitamin D deficiency and exactly how to fix it. Let's get started. Welcome to Wellness After 50, where we share evidence-based health information for adults over 50. Here's why vitamin D matters so much after 50. Vitamin D isn't just a vitamin, it's actually a hormone that affects nearly every cell in your body. It plays a crucial role in bone health, immune function, muscle strength, and even mood regulation. After age 50, your body becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. Your skin produces about 50% less vitamin D compared to when you were younger. At the same time, your kidneys become less efficient at converting vitamin D into its active form. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that vitamin D deficiency is linked to a 30% increased risk of cardiovascular disease, a 40% increased risk of falls and fractures, and significantly higher rates of depression in adults over 50. But here's the good news. Vitamin D deficiency is one of the easiest nutritional deficiencies to fix. The key is recognizing the signs early. Let's look at the 6 warning signs. The first sign is persistent fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. If you're getting enough sleep but still feel exhausted throughout the day, vitamin D deficiency could be the culprit. Vitamin D plays a key role in mitochondrial function, the energy powerhouses of your cells. A study published in the journal Medicine found that adults with vitamin D levels below 20 nanograms per milliliter were significantly more likely to report chronic fatigue compared to those with optimal levels. Another study showed that vitamin D supplementation improved fatigue scores by 40% in just 8 weeks. Here's what to watch for. You feel tired even after a full night's sleep. You lack the energy to do activities you used to enjoy. And you feel like you need to nap during the day, even though you slept well. This isn't the same as occasional tiredness. It's a persistent, heavy fatigue that affects your daily life. If this sounds familiar, vitamin D deficiency could be playing a role. The second sign is unexplained bone pain or muscle aches. Vitamin D is essential for calcium absorption and bone health. Without enough vitamin D, your bones can become soft and painful, a condition called osteomalacia. You might also experience muscle weakness and aches. Research published in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research found that adults over 50 with vitamin D deficiency were 3 times more likely to experience chronic musculoskeletal pain compared to those with adequate levels. Here's what this looks like. You have a dull, aching pain in your bones, especially in your lower back, hips, or legs. Your muscles feel weak or achy, even when you haven't exercised. And you might notice that it's harder to climb stairs or get up from a chair. Many people assume this is just arthritis or normal aging, but if your vitamin D levels are low, addressing the deficiency can significantly reduce or even eliminate these symptoms. One study showed that correcting vitamin D deficiency reduced musculoskeletal pain by 57% within 12 weeks. The third sign is getting sick more often than usual. Vitamin D plays a critical role in immune function. It helps activate T cells, which are your body's first line of defense against infections. Low vitamin D levels weaken your immune response. A study in the British Medical Journal found that vitamin D supplementation reduced the risk of respiratory infections by 42% in adults with deficient levels. Another study showed that people with low vitamin D were twice as likely to develop upper respiratory infections. Here's what to watch for. You catch every cold or flu that goes around. Infections seem to last longer than they used to, and you're getting sick more than twice a year. If you're constantly fighting off colds, sinus infections, or other illnesses, Low vitamin D could be compromising your immune system. This is especially important during the fall and winter months when sunlight exposure is limited. The fourth sign is mood changes, particularly feelings of sadness or depression. Vitamin D receptors are found throughout the brain, including areas that regulate mood. Low vitamin D levels are strongly linked to depression, especially in older adults. Research published in the Journal of Affective Disorders found that adults over 50 with vitamin D deficiency were 75% more likely to experience depression compared to those with optimal levels. Another study showed that vitamin D supplementation improved mood scores by 30% in just 8 weeks. Here's what this looks like. You feel sad or down more often than usual. You've lost interest in activities you used to enjoy, and you feel more anxious or irritable without a clear reason. This is particularly common during the winter months when sunlight exposure is low, a condition known as seasonal affective disorder, or SAD. If you notice your mood declining as the days get shorter, vitamin D deficiency could be a contributing factor. The fifth sign is slow wound healing. Vitamin D plays a crucial role in tissue repair and immune response at wound sites. It helps control inflammation and promotes the production of compounds that are essential for forming new skin during the healing process. A study in the Journal of Dental Research found that people with low vitamin D levels experienced 50% longer healing times for wounds compared to those with adequate levels. Here's what to watch for. Cuts, scrapes, or bruises take longer to heal than they used to. Surgical incisions or dental work take weeks to fully recover, and minor injuries seem to linger. If you've noticed that your body isn't healing as quickly as it once did, and you've ruled out other causes like diabetes or poor circulation, vitamin D deficiency could be the underlying issue. The sixth sign is hair loss or thinning hair. While hair loss can have many causes, vitamin D plays a role in hair follicle health. Vitamin D receptors are present in hair follicles, and low levels can disrupt the hair growth cycle. Research published in the journal Skin Pharmacology and Physiology found that women with hair loss had significantly lower vitamin D levels compared to those without hair loss. Another study showed that vitamin D supplementation improved hair regrowth in people with deficiency-related hair loss. Here's what this looks like. You're noticing more hair in your brush or shower drain. Your hair feels thinner or less full than it used to. And you might notice patches of thinning, especially on the top of your head. If you're experiencing unexplained hair loss, checking your vitamin D levels is an important step. So if you recognize 2 or more of these signs, what should you do? Step 1. Get tested. Ask your doctor for a 25-hydroxy-vitamin D blood test. This is the most accurate way to measure your vitamin D levels. Optimal levels are between 30 and 50 nanograms per milliliter. Anything below 20 is considered deficient, and levels between 20 and 30 are insufficient. Step 2. Increase sun exposure safely. Your skin produces vitamin D when exposed to UVB rays from sunlight. Aim for 10 to 30 minutes of midday sun exposure several times per week, with your arms and legs exposed. However, this depends on your skin tone, location, and the season. People with darker skin need more sun exposure to produce the same amount of vitamin D. Step 3. Eat vitamin D-rich foods. The best food sources include fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, which provide 400 to 1,000 international units per serving. Egg yolks contain about 40 IU each, and fortified foods like milk, orange juice, and cereals can add 100 to 150 IU per serving. However, it's difficult to get enough vitamin D from food alone. Step 4. Consider supplementation. Most adults over 50 need a vitamin D3 supplement. The recommended daily intake is 800 to 2,000 IU, but if you're deficient, your doctor may recommend a higher dose initially. Vitamin D3 is more effective than D2 at raising blood levels. Take it with a meal that contains fat, as vitamin D is fat-soluble and absorbs better with dietary fat. Step 5. Retest in 3 months. After starting supplementation, retest your levels in 8 to 12 weeks to ensure you're reaching optimal levels. Let's recap the 6 early signs of vitamin D deficiency after 50. 1. Persistent fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. 2. Unexplained bone pain or muscle aches. 3. Frequent infections or getting sick more often. 4. Mood changes, particularly sadness or depression. 5. Slow wound healing. And 6. Hair loss or thinning hair. If you recognize 2 or more of these signs, talk to your doctor about getting your vitamin D levels tested. Vitamin D deficiency is one of the easiest nutritional deficiencies to fix, and correcting it can make a dramatic difference in how you feel. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Wellness After 50 for more evidence-based health information.